Colonel Wyatt hits the screen, got stories bold and keen. Old soldier, sharp and mean, tells truths they've never seen. Rugby lover with a roar, Africa flowing in his core. YouTube rants they can't ignore, his passion makes his heart soar. Colonel Wyatt, hear his call, shining light through it all. Trolls may rise, but he'll stand tall. Subscribe now, don't miss the brawl. Military mind, keen and wise, truths come out, no disguise. South African skies in his eyes, hear his voice, no surprise. Retired soldier with the fight, in the dark he brings the light. Angry rants, truths ignite, join the cause, join the ride. Colonel Wyatt, hear his call, shining light through it all. Trolls may rise, but he'll stand tall. Subscribe now, don't miss the brawl. Enemies knocked on his door, trolls attack, but he's more with each click. Watch him soar on the truth waves, he explodes. Colonel Wyatt, hear his call, shining light through it all. Trolls may rise, but he'll stand tall. Subscribe now, don't miss the brawl. Right now, don't miss the brawl.
Take a picture.
Yeah, go on by, say whatever. Hop to the left, bunny's on the scene. Fur so clean, move sharp, he's mean. Eyes like fire, trolls start to quake. Mess with the bunny, big mistake. Take her off, bunny, protect her a piece. Jump into the chaos, never on a leash. Trolls come lurking, but they can't pretend. The bunny's here and it's the bitter end. Bugger off, bunny, protect her a piece. Jump into the chaos, never on a leash. Trolls come lurking, but they can't pretend. The bunny's here and it's the bitter end. Colonel's right hand and ears standing tall. One thumb from the foot sends them to the wall. Carrots in the pocket, wisdom in his paw. Trolls see the bunny, drop their jaw. Bounce, 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 the rhythm don't stop. Trolls try to climb, but the bunny's on top. Guarded the guardian, defender of the land. The bugger off bunny with the master plan. Bugger off bunny. Jumping through the chaos, never on a leash. Trolls come lurking, but they can't pretend. The bunny's here and it's the bitter end. Swift as a shadow, silent in the night. Trolls meet the bunny, then they take flight. Ears like antennas, catching every sound. The bugger off bunny, king of the ground.
The bugger up bunny. Yo man, the bugger funny. Yeah, man, the bugger up bunny. You got the friend. Yeah, the bugger up bunny. And Nikki from the Netherlands. That be the bugger up bunny, man. Hey, what's the word? The bugger off bunny, man. Hey, what's up with that? You like that? That's the bugger off bunny song. I came over tonight. Yeah, bugger off bunny's got a big sis. Oh my goodness. Welcome back, folks. It's Friday night. And as Johnny Kemp once said, it's Friday night and I just got paid. Oh, I wish I just got paid. I get paid once a month. And then I have to wait for it. Hey, Kai, Val Cooper, what's going on? Oh, Val drifted off and missed this exciting start. Ulrich Fenter, Dylan Comberg, Rita Swart, Chantel Fenter, Mark, good evening from the Northeast. The Northeast, whereabouts in the Northeast, Mark? Are you in New Hampshire? The Granite State? Vermont? Where you about, man? What else we got here? Oh, no, which one? You were in upstate New York, right? What else we got here? We're fighting as hard as we can. Currently have the last bastion of freedom. Once we figure out we're coming to free the rest of the world. Everything I know about America is from Judge Judy, says Chantel. That's not good. That's not good. What else we got here? How I feel I need a bigger cup. Virtual Western Cape is here. Oh, man, we haven't got to the start here. Dirk Kutsia. Okay, there we go. Finally get to the start of this thing. JJ Pretorius is here. Melted Chewing Gum. Lana Rutz. Debbie Kenny's in from Texas, the Lone Star State. Lone Star State, excuse me. Yep. Ik kan Nederlands praten, maar ik ben niet zo goed in Afrikaans. Ah, Mark, okay. Well, you speak Dutch. That's interesting. Namaste. How's it going there, Kalpani Soni? Namaste to you. Welcome back on a Friday night, folks. It was a friends and family only Friday. Oh, goodness gracious, what a Friday. Spank, spank, spank. It just came down hard. The Supreme Court slamming the out-of-control legislating from the bench federal circuit judges smack down today. Trump just wins. All I ever do is win. I got my money on my mind and my hands go up and they stay there. Oh, my goodness. Trump just killed it. Killed it today. Man, unbelievable. We had a peace agreement. Where was the ANC and, the great legacy of peacemaking in Africa? Where were they for the DRC? Oh, that's right. They just buggered off from the DRC. I remember that. Sent their poor, unequipped, underpaid, under-provisioned, unhelped, no medevac, no fire air support, nothing. Sent those poor troops in the DRC to get killed and brought them home as they buggered off from the DRC. No reflection on the troops, a reflection on Minister of 5%, Anzi Motshekga, the failed education minister, now failing at defense. Much love from Texas. Well, back at you. Okay, what else we got here? Old man's got moves. Dude is so cool, says Debbie. Saturday Night Jolly Note, man. Steinheisen. Oh, yeah, let's do the Steinheisen. It's the zombie dance, man. Still got fuel at 2,300. Oh, yeah. Take me clubbing. Once the hip is repaired, I can't dance with my hip. Oof, man. I can only dance on one leg. I'll be like this, dancing on one leg. Good evening from KZN. A bit chilly, okay. Sorry. Eyes got messed up there. Rulin Clawford, welcome to you. Cecilia Labaskakni, welcome to you. Top 10 from Christchurch. Wow, we got fans back in from New Zealand. Viewers back in from New Zealand. We used to have a number of viewers in New Zealand. Some expat South Africans and even some Kiwis. But I guess people got upset because they couldn't see New Zealand on my map. Even though it's up there. It's not up there. It is. It's just painted over. You notice it's an artistic thing that the manufacturer painted the edges of the map. And unfortunately for New Zealand, your island is right there. It was painted on there, printed, but it was painted over. So some Kiwis got upset and they buggered off. Yes. So, do you guys like the bugger off bunny? I thought that was pretty cool, huh?
Yeah. Whatever. Hop to the left. Bunny's on the scene. Fur so clean, move sharp, he's mean. Eyes like fire, trolls start to quake. Mess with the bunny, big mistake. Take her off, bunny, protect her of peace. Drop into the chaos, never on the lead. thumb from the foot sends them through the wall. Carrots in the pocket, wisdom in his paw. Trolls see the bunny, drop their jaw. Bounce, 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 the rhythm don't stop. Trolls try to climb, but the bunny's on top. Guarded the garden, defender of the land. The bugger off bunny with the master plan. Bugger off bunny.
Yeah, man, it's the bugger off bunny, the Colonel's right-hand man.
Bunny protector of peace, jumping through the chaos, never on a leash. Trolls come lurking, but they can't pretend. The bunny's here and it's the bitter end. Swift as a shadow, silent in the night. Trolls meet the bunny, then they take flight. Ears like antennas, catching every sound. The bugger off bunny, king of the ground.
All right, that's one version. I did the other one. The other one's not as good. The bugger off bunny is getting his own identity. He makes it into my opening credits. He makes it into the show. Well, the animated bunny's here somewhere, man. But it only lasts for a few seconds. I can't just put him up there for a second. It kind of just teases people. Where's he at here? Bob. There's the bugger off bunny right there. I guess we'll have to play him. Let me play the next one. The next one's not as good. I like the images they attach to it because there's the bunnies in the grass and he's got trolls around. It's hilarious. But you don't see that. Here you go. Oh, man, yeah. Yeah, time for some reggae, yeah, for the bugger off bunny. Yo, Jamaica time. Oh, yeah.
Hop to the left, bunny's on the scene. Fur so clean, move sharp, he's mean. Eyes like fire, trolls start to quake. Mess with the bunny again, big mistake. Bugger off bunny, protector of peace. Jumping through the chaos, never on a leash. Trolls come lurking, but they can't pretend. The bunny's here and it's the bitter end.
Don't like this one as much. Sounds a little too much Bollywood. Hey, Bollywood man. It's the bugger off bunny from Bollywood. Hey, you got a subcontinent bunny here, my friend. A subcontinent bunny on the scene.
Right hand, ear standing tall. One thumb from the foot sends them through the wall. Carrots in the pocket, wisdom in his paw. Trolls see the bunny, drop their jaw. Bounce, 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 the rhythm don't stop. Trolls try to climb, but the bunny's on top. God of the garden, defender of the land. The bugger off bunny with the master plan.
Yeah.
Bunny, protector of peace. Jumping through the chaos, never on a leash. Trolls come lurking, but they can't pretend. The bunny's here and it's a bitter end.
Oh, namaste. It's the Bollywood bunny. He's your friend. The Jamaica bunny was the other version. Namaste. The bunny says namaste.
Swift as a shadow, silent in the night. Trolls meet the bunny, then they take flight. Ears like antennas, catching every sound. The bugger off bunny, king of the ground.
It's the Bollywood version of the bugger off bunny song. I like the other version better. I like the Jamaica version, man. It's much better, eh? Wow, Bollywood grooves. Yeah, definitely some Bollywood grooves going there, man. Good morning to folks in Europe, Africa, and points further east. Hope that woke you up this morning. The bugger off bunnies, man. Yeah. So, yeah, in case you want about the bugger off bunny, there's my friend, the bugger off bunny. And if you're wanting the story behind the bugger off bunny, this was a gift. One of my most cherished gifts. I've got some really nice gifts, lots of super chats, but this one has created a whole genre of activity. This was a gift from Thea. You know, not the BBC lie about having interviewed the first refugee, because I actually did that. Thea agreed to meet me. We met at Linwood Bridge in Pretoria East, and she gave me gifts. She gave me some My Little Pony stuffed animals. I've got them right here. And she gave me the bugger off bunny because she told me I put up with too much crap. Too many people are disrespectful and rude to me. I think that's what she said. She said, so here, just, you know, whenever they give you a hard time, just, give them Bugger Off Bunny. So the Bugger Off Bunny's got his own animation. We're going to get t-shirts and merch with the Bugger Off Bunny, man. It's going to be fun. The Bugger Off Bunny. Well, you think that was fun? We had also, they made 100,000 subscriber Bugger Off Bunny was celebrating. Check it out. When we hit 100,000 subscribers on June 4th, I think it was. Wow, 3 weeks ago. We're barely past that now. There you go. 100,000 will be above my head in a moment. There it is. 100,000 subscribers, fireworks, the Bugger Off Bunny. The Bugger Off Bunny, man. I love that. I got to keep playing that, man. That's good stuff. Never thought I'd be bopping to music at this time in the morning. Great to start the day. If you speak to Thea, please ask her where we can get or order online. Hey, that's my music, and that's my concept. She gave me the bunny. It's my concept. Anyway, so I'm going to make some shirts with the Bugger Off Bunny, but I've got to find a way to take that image and then put it on a shirt. So, yeah, it's really cool. Yep, I'll probably give Thea some residuals from it there because she came up with the bunny. Yeah, anyway, folks, welcome back to the program. Friday night, Saturday morning in much of the world, still here on the East Coast. We got a busy day again tomorrow. I thought I was going to have an easy day, catch my breath. A bit disappointed here. I was supposed to interview Corne Mulder this week, as well as Theo de Jager, and it hasn't happened. Their calendar filled up too much. The only upshot is they didn't have to drive for 4 or 5 hours down to DC and back and fight traffic to meet with them. But they never, Theo got back with me late this afternoon, and I haven't heard back from either one of them. So that didn't happen. Also heard back from that young lady who went to South Africa and said she wanted me to come on a program before she went, and I was in touch with her. And then I didn't hear back from her, so I really don't know what's going on with that. If you're listening, I'm just curious. Is it Angela Rose, I think her name is? I think it's Angela, yeah. So Angela, look, if you do want me to come on the program, just let me know. You sent me a hello Chris message meeting, then that was it. Would love to buy any of the Bugger Off merchandise and any of your other merch. Well, my other merch is only available in the U.S. and UK and Europe. You can buy it there it's below the video. That's one of my merchandise shops. I have to look up the other one. I can't remember the name of it now. But I've got 2 merchandise shops, yeah. Too busy on the next thing already. Well, I don't know. She contacted me and asked to come on, and she asked me to come on and then never got back with me. So I've been writing her politely every now and then. I wrote to her the other day, and she wrote and said, hello, Chris, and that was it. So maybe, I don't know. But, yeah. Anyway, hey, David von Renen, welcome to you. Anyway, so, yeah, Bunny's my daddy. Who's your daddy? Daddy's home. Daddy's home. That's right, man. Trump. Oh, what a week for Donald Trump. I had all these notes here to myself. What did I do with them? They're on the floor. There they are. There they are. Oh, my goodness. Let's see. This week, he destroyed Iran's nuclear capacity, brought Iran and Israel to a ceasefire, got NATO to agree to spend 5% of their GDP on national defense, which they'll never do, including the United States. We're not spending $2 trillion a year on defense, not anytime in the near future. So, but it's a commitment. It's still a big success. And then, of course, most of this country was paying less than 2% for defense just in his first term. And then this massive ruling from the Supreme Court of the United States is a huge win for Trump. Now, the left's trying to spin, this will be great for every president. Well, of course it'll be great for every president. The courts have been legislating from the bench and overruling and overreach. They're out of control. These circuit courts have no jurisdiction over things not under their purview. They're acting like they're the Supreme Court, and it was time for a smackdown. That's what the Supreme Court did today. It asserted its authority over the inferior courts by putting in place the Constitution, restoring the Constitution to its rightful place. This nonsense of these clowns just deciding what they think is the rules, because they don't like somebody politically. So when a Republican is not in office, it's a Democrat. A conservative judge shouldn't have the right to shut down a Democratic president who's following the law. That's the thing that's lost on this. People are like, the Republicans are going to regret this. I'm not going to regret it. If the chief executive follows the Constitution and the laws that are congruent with the Constitution, I have no problem with that. I have a problem with the laws. Like right now, the interpretation of the 14th Amendment is abysmal, and it's destroyed the social fabric of this country and allowed tens of millions of criminals to become American citizens illegitimately and cheapen the value of our currency, our nation, our culture, and our citizenship. And it needs to stop. Anchor baby time is over. And Trump is the guy who's trying to stop it. So the interpretation of the 14th Amendment by successive courts has been immoral and invalid. The purpose of the 14th Amendment was to grant citizenship to former slaves and their descendants. That's it. That's it. People who were in bondage, no longer bondage, they're now considered citizens. In fact, not everybody became a citizen under the 14th Amendment. Did you know that, folks? There were Native American groups that were not considered citizens until the 20th century. They weren't covered by it. Yep. That's right. So good to see justice taking place. Amazing what good leadership does. It is. Yeah, what a week for President Trump. He's made America great again yesterday. Absolutely amazing. Yeah, well, yesterday for you, Paul. Still today for me for another 40 minutes. Trump has made America great again. Who's your daddy? That's right. You know, we're busy saving South Africa, but we're already saving America. So now it's time to save South Africa. Boy, I tell you the hate. I posted a video on Twitter, and the demonic black supremacy racist coming after me, stupid stuff. But they always make ad hominem attacks. They never attack the content. It's just so stupid. I think people should just be able to tune out. Oh, they're just calling somebody names. There's no merit to what they're saying. Good morning, Andre Wenzel. Welcome to you. Handyman. Well, that worked well over here. What else we got here? Emerencia's here. I missed Emerencia. CB's here. Welcome, CB. All right, folks. Yeah, gosh, I'm telling you, man, what a good mood I'm in now. What's the lowdown on Steinheisen? Well, John Steinheisen issued an ultimatum, which I think it's probably going to wind up being a bad move. It seems to me like he's risked his political career. And Ramaphosa came back and said factually, basically threatened him. Ramaphosa basically gave him the bugger off bunny. Steinheisen got the bugger off bunny from Sir Ramaphosa. Ramaphosa's stealing my shtick. This isn't right, man. You know, you got enough money with McDonald's there, Cyril. Quit stealing my gig. You stole my bugger off bunny by telling John Steinheisen to foot sec. This is what he said, all right? This is what Ramaphosa said. Given all these circumstances, there's consequently no reasonable grounds for Mr. Steinheisen and the Democratic Alliance to issue ultimatums and threats when the president exercises constitutional prerogative and responsibility. Nor are there any grounds to try to link this with matters that have no bearing on the conduct of the former deputy minister. Well, I get his point. It is your constitutional right to remove someone, but you're a hypocrite of the highest order. What about Mapisi Nakula, the corrupt former defense minister, who basically stole money by appropriating Air Force resources to fly a bunch of ANC politicians to Zimbabwe? Didn't have permission to represent South Africa in Zimbabwe, went in an official capacity, and appropriated an Air Force aircraft to put a bunch of civilians on the aircraft and illegally transport them. Not only did you not fire her, all you did was give her a letter of reprimand and suspend and take money out of her pay, and she continued to serve, and she's still around. Yet Andrew Whitfield went abroad in the interest of South Africans. See, that's the thing. That's the problem. Sir Ramaphosa has a problem because it's in the interest of South Africans. The ANC doesn't care about South Africans, folks. You have to understand that. They care about caters. Now, if you become a cater, life is good. You'll be taken care of. You'll get immoral BEE contracts. You'll be handed equity. You don't have to do anything. You can gain 35 pounds sitting around eating caviar and champagne, lifestyles of the rich and famous with Robin Leach. You can get, super cars that cost $500,000 while people die and starve and go hungry and have no clean water in Alexandria and Kailicha. That's the life you get as a cater. But the other 62.5 million of you, you all can fuck off. They don't care about you. They don't care about you. But the problem is that Mr. Whitfield cared about South Africans. Mr. Whitfield, Andrew Whitfield, whom I previously interviewed when I was in the Eastern Cape, cares about South Africans and about what's right. And therefore, he was investigating and exposing the National Lottery scandal, who now has Paul Mashatili's name attached to it. Whether he's innocent or guilty isn't for me to decide. That's for investigation in South Africa. But his name is attached to it. And it's not the first thing his name's been attached to. And as soon as his name came out in public, well, we can't have Mr. Whitfield around anymore. Even though this happened 3 months ago, it's time for him to go. Hypocrisy, hypocrisy, hypocrisy. Yes, he's the first pawn. So Cyril C gets what he wants as DA. Either leave the GNU or they will do something. I don't know what they're going to do. But I think John Steinheisen has put himself in an untenable position. We have a live stream tomorrow morning. And I made this banner for it. This is for the live stream tomorrow morning, which will be tomorrow afternoon. Well, it's already this afternoon for you in South Africa, but to me it's tomorrow for a little bit more. But this is the graphic I made for it earlier. My graphic is getting better, I think. What do you guys think about this? This is the one I put together for the afternoon briefing with the DA. What do you guys think of that? I have John Steinheisen with his thumb in the air saying the DA gets things done. And there's Helen Ziller right next to him. They're at the Grand Canyon. And look at those DA voters looking over the abyss going, oh my gosh. And look at the other people there. But funny thing, I said DA and they made all the people white. Even the AI is woke. The AI is woke, man. Look at that. They made everybody white. Even though most DA voters are actually colored. Even the AI is woke. You see, garbage in, garbage out. I have to tell it to conclude black or colored voters. I didn't do that, and it was my mistake. But there you go, man. There you go. The DA gets things done. Yeah. All right, DA. Standing at the abyss on the edge of the Grand Canyon. You guys like that one? I thought it was pretpretty good. So I can come up with great ideas. I just don't have talent when it comes to art, so I have to get help. And the AI is helpful for that. Yep. 35 pounds and understate, more like 80 to 100 pounds. Your owls are a great treat. Thank you. Oh, wait, what's this? Oh, unbelievable issue is the fact that we are taxed beyond affordability by politicians. I hear you. AI is inherently scared of being racist. It is racist. That was racist. They didn't include the actual representation of. But when I say South Africa, and then if I say South African farmers, they put a bunch of black people in there. The AI does. Yeah, the DA is a goner. And not all white people vote for the DA. Of course not, Chantel. But it's mostly not even. 35% of their voters are colored, 33% are white, and 29% are black. And the rest are just confused. That's 90+%. ANC are tired of constant resistance and questions within GU. In addition to pressure from the U.S., they can't fight on two fronts. Yeah, well, they can't fight on one front. Why doesn't Trump have you in his foreign policy? It's a good question, Debbie. I know on good authority that a few people who are actually connected pretty well have mentioned my name to the administration. Not really sure why I haven't received a phone call. I did express interest. Who knows why? Who knows why? Anyway. His 4,000 word response was crazy. Well, I'm finishing up. Okay, that was the first part of the response. Now here's the rest of it. He threatened Steinheisen. But I mean, he's right about it. He has a constitutional right to do what he did, but he's a hypocrite. That's the problem. He said there's really no basis for suggestions the dismissal of the former deputy minister is related to any other reason than his failure to receive permission to travel and adhere to the rules, established practices expected by members of the Executive Republic of South Africa. Yes, there is a basis for that. Mpizi Nakula, former defense minister who stole an Air Force aircraft and flew a party of civilian ANC members to Zimbabwe. Had no permission to represent South Africa, no permission to leave the country, no permission to steal an Air Force aircraft. Not only did she not go to jail, she stayed in government. So there is a basis, Cyril Ramaphosa. See, these people think we forget these things. They think we forget this. No, we don't forget. We don't forget. We don't forget that Cyril Ramaphosa ran around the world for 9 months, a year, going, vaccine apartheid, vaccine apartheid. All the while, the U.S. was giving South Africa's Aspen Pharmacare, along with the European Union, $711 million to produce vaccines for Africa. And do you know how many jabs they made? To my knowledge, to this day, 0 vaccines. What did they do? Pocket the money? Folks, that is 14, 15 billion rand. Where did that money go? No one's asked that question except me. Where did the money for Aspen Pharmacare go? Where did it go? And when Cyril Ramaphosa is running out saying that, South Africa and the intellectual elite black supremacists in the academia across Africa, when we started talking about producing a vaccine with Operation Warp Speed, the first lie they told, oh, they're experimenting on black Africans. They're just racist. No, you dingbat doorknobs. 85% of the people who volunteered to be test subjects were in the United States, and the rest were in the UK, and 85% of the victims of the jab experimental testing phase were white. They weren't African, they weren't black. So that lie didn't carry over. So then they cried they weren't getting a vaccine. But South Africa voluntarily, willingly avoided not participating in the vaccine trials and development of the vaccines with any pharmaceutical companies. They were asked, they said no. South Africa's pharmaceutical industry refused to participate. And they aced themselves out of getting any access to the drugs immediately. Instead, they signed up with the UN's crooked, corrupt, inept, and inefficient COVAX scam and didn't get any jabs that they wanted when they wanted them. And then they blamed evil white people. You know, you can shove that. You think we forgot that, Cyril? You think we actually forgot that garbage, that race hustling you did? There is a basis for suggesting the dismissal is a reason other than his permission, his failure to receive permission. Then he says, I'm amazed at Mr. Steinheisen's intemperate reaction. Well, it's Minister Steinheisen, Mr. Ramaphosa. We're going to start calling you Mr. instead of President. To the removal of Mr. Whitfield. He knows very well that the blatant disregard of the rules and practices that govern the international travel of members, the executive is a serious violation and should not be permitted. Really? Then why was Mapisa Nkola allowed to get away with it in 2020? Why was she, during lockdown, she did this? Even more egregious. He said it's unprecedented in the history of our democracy that the exercise by the president of his constitutional prerogative and responsibility with respect to the clear violation of rules and established practices governing the conduct of members of the executive has met with such irresponsible and unjustifiable threats and ultimatums. It's not irresponsible and it's not unjustifiable. The threats and ultimatums are not necessary. That's inappropriate. But the questions are appropriate. And this is where he threatens Steinheisen. Let it be clear that the president shall not yield to threats and ultimatums, especially coming from members of the executive, that he has the prerogative to appoint in accordance with the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa. Shots fired. That's a threat to John Steinheisen. Shut your cake hole or you'll be removed as the agriculture minister. John Steinheisen will not be the agriculture minister for much longer, regardless of what happens tomorrow or today at 3 p.m. He will not be the agriculture minister much longer. It just isn't going to happen. This is a gangster state full of hypocrites who do what they want to do, and when someone calls them to account, they get rid of them. Andrew Whitfield was removed because he was uncovering dirt on crooked, thieving ANC politicians. Andrew Whitfield basically was becoming the Scorpions all on his own. No, Mandela would not roll over in his grave, Mark. I'm not buying that story anymore. He was part and parcel of the National Democratic Revolution, even though he's in prison. Rules for thee, but not for me. Yep. If the fight was the reason, then sure would have said his initial letter. Exactly. And he would have been removed months ago. There wasn't exactly an arbitration process here. He just fired him. But when did they travel to the States? They went to the States before I went to South Africa. Wasn't that true? This is all a scam. It's all a lie. More ANC lies, subterfuge. Did you catch Ronnie Lamola saying the United States apologized for not showing up at the Sherpa conference at Sun City? The United States didn't apologize. Unbelievable. It's beyond the pale, folks. I mean, honestly, so I hate to do this again. It'll be the third time we've done this in this hour. But I mean, guys, it's appropriate. Don't you think it's appropriate? Isn't it time once again? I mean, honestly, you guys agree with me? It's time. It's time for this once again. We have to do this one more time in this hour. Have to do this one more time in this hour. You guys ready for it? I mean, this is a message for the statement, not to the president, for the statement written by the president of South Africa.
Go on by, say whatever. Hop to the left, bunnies on the scene. Fur so clean, move sharp, he's mean. Eyes like fire, trolls start to quake. Mess with the bunny, big mistake. Take her off, bunny, protect her a piece. Jump into the chaos, never on a leash. Trolls come lurking, but they can't pretend. The bunny's here and it's the bitter end. Bug her off, bunny, protect her a piece. Jump into the chaos, never on a leash. Trolls come lurking, but they can't pretend. The bunny's here and it's the bitter end. Colonel's right hand and ear standing tall. One thumb from the foot sends him through the wall. Carrots in the pocket, wisdom in his paw. Trolls see the bunny, drop their jaw. Bounce, 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 the rhythm don't stop. Trolls try to climb, but the bunny's on top. Guarded the
bunny's on top. Oh yeah, man. Bugger off, bunny. Yeah, it might be a little difficult for the ANC to understand.
Bunny protects her a piece. Jumping through the chaos, never on a leash. Trolls come lurking, but they can't pretend. The bunny's here and it's the bitter end. Swift as a shadow, silent in the night. Trolls meet the bunny, then they take flight. Ears like antennas, catching every sound. The bugger off bunny, king of the ground.
Yeah, man, it's the bugger off bunny. Bugger off bunny. Bugger off bunny. Yeah, man, it's the bugger off bunny. It's the Jamaica version. Yeah, there you go. That's a message for the statement from the president of South Africa. 14 Rand super chat. Yeah, lots of victories. And tonight we wrap up the victory week with the bugger off bunny song, the reggae version. Dazed and confused. Patented Ramaphosa look. See those Jim Beams? You mean Jim Greens? Steve, Jim Green. You mean, wait. Yeah, Jim Green's. Yeah, you got me messed up now. Shannon Edwards, t-shirt with a bunny. Yes, going to make one. I've got a line on how I can do it now. I realized how I can make it. The bugger off bunny. Yep. We're going to take care of that. The bugger off bunny, the Colonel's right-hand man. Even though I usually put him in my left hand. Anyway, bo. I'm telling you, man. Good stuff. Look at all the people missing the show tonight. There's only 160 people here at this hour. It is early. It is a Saturday. But 430 have popped in at one time or another. And they're missing this. Yeah, I love the song. Yes, I do love that song, Chantel. I put that song together just before the stream. So I didn't have any time to put an image. I want to get, fluffy images and stuff and animate it. That'd be great. I gave you an earworm. That's right, Ingrid. The bugger off bunny, man. Hit the like button, no doubt. 162 people. Stop freeload, man. 64 people haven't hit the like button that are here right now. I know that. There's no way that 64 of you have hit the like button because we don't even have the number of viewers and the likes. So stop playing hard to get. Come on. Oh, now people left because I asked them to hit the like button.
That was easy.
Oh, shame. 99. There's one more. Okay, time to leave the circus. You mean my show or South Africa? Which is it? Open to correction, but I think Mandela were never taken off Terror watch list. I think you're correct. What software do you use? I'm not going to give my secrets away, Alexa. No. I write the lyrics, the keywords for lyrics, and I pick the type of music. I'm using Suno, but you have to have a subscription. Otherwise, you get a copyright claim. So I pay for access to the software to generate that. So, yeah, good stuff. The bugger off bunny. Golden Child just subscribed. Thank you. Ooh, Golden Child. That's pretty cool. Hey, you like that one, Arnold? Cool. All right, Alexia. Oh, did I say? Oh, it's Alexa. No, it's Alexia, not Alexa. Alexa, turn the temperature down to 35 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah, I have Alexa, but that stuff's been unplugged for years. That's just a spy machine. It listens to everything you say, and then it just, no. Alexa is off in my house. I have had Alexa for a long time, but it stays off permanently. Yep. Replace Bets. Mandela is proud of what's happening. Yep. Good evening, Loretta. How are you? Anyway, guys, so the Bugger Off Bunny song we put together tonight, I'm loving that. That's my favorite at the moment. Save South Africa I love too. The Save South Africa song was just brilliant. I had just gotten back to South Africa, and I was in Somerset West, Gordons Bay actually, down in Gordons Bay, and there's just so much bad stuff happening in South Africa and the refugee program. There was uncertainty about it, and I just got back, and I'm like, man, we're trying to resurrect and save this country, try to help, ensure that it's a safe place for all South Africans, black, white, brown, Christian, Muslim, Jew, men and women, and none of this gender-based violence and racism that's in the law and the failed public services. We're trying to save South Africa. And I said, it just came to me, Save South Africa. That would be a great song. So I put some lyrics together and I went into Suno and boom, shakalaka, that song spit out. And I was like, this is the version. Yeah. Not yet, Mark. I didn't make it available yet. I just did it. Literally a few minutes ago. Still not a slept power outage since yesterday. I'm sorry to hear that, Alan. We've managed to pull a 40 kW battery bank down, and then my backup generator had a flap. Oh, my goodness. Most are still sleeping. Yeah, I know, Lynette. Yeah, it's cold. They're all wrapped up in their electric blankets, if they have power. Your phone is listening just as much as Alexa is, sadly. Also, your mic on your PC if you have Chrome or Firefox. It randomly turns your mic on. No, Windows randomly turns my microphone on. Windows does that. But my mic on my webcam is disabled, and it's this microphone that gets turned on. Windows starts up just without my permission when it's in sleep mode. Which company is responsible for auditing lotto? I don't know, but why is the lotto being run by a private company, a BE tender? Why not by the government? Looks like I caught the tail of the show. No, Tunis, what are you talking about? We just started, man. We just started a while ago. What are you talking about, the tail end of the show? South Africa will be saved the day the ANC is removed. Anyway, so as I was saying, later today, the Democratic Alliance will be having a media briefing, and I'll be covering that. I'll start a half hour before their media briefing, and this will be after the deadline is passed, 3 hours after the deadline is passed, for Ramaphosa to meet an ultimatum, which he's not going to do. So what will the DA do? They'll probably say, well, it's more important for us to be part of this government, so we're just going to be vigilant. You watch and see. Chantel, Chantel Van Heerden. I'm only seeing now you got YouTube plaque. Oh, really? That came over a week ago. No, it came last Saturday. It's been here for a week, yeah. I actually took it down. I put it up for a couple days so people could see it. I took it down, and people said, where's your plaque? I said, well, I told you I wasn't going to leave it up there. And people are like, well, we want to see the plaque. So I did a poll, and 87% of the people who answered the poll, was about 800 if I recall correctly, said we want to see the plaque. You should put the plaque up. Well, since, I account for only one of the 100,000 subscriber accounts to get that plaque, it really isn't for me to decide. So it's there. You guys asked for it, you got it. It's like Toyota. That's the thing, Mark. That's the thing. A lot of people think the Dutch understand Afrikaans. I don't know what you are, but the Dutch don't understand Afrikaans. They can understand some of it, but the Afrikaners tend to be able to understand Dutch because you can go back, you can reverse engineer, but it's harder to go the other way. Okay, relaxing positive energy. How's it going? Give us a close-up of the plaque. You want to see the plaque? Okay, well, I've done it before, but we can do it again. But you got to be careful, get fingerprints all over it. It's not very well done. The quality's not that great. It's aluminum, and you can see that when they burn this in here, they left a mark across there, so it doesn't wipe off. I've tried to wipe it off, and they're just sloppy. But it's nice. You only see it if I point it out. See, Colonel Chris Wyatt for passing 100,000 subscribers. The next milestone is 1 million, then you get another one. It'll be a long time to get there, won't it? You don't trust Greg Abbott in Texas? What's going wrong in Texas that you don't trust him? Anyway, there you go. So that's the YouTube. That took 5 years to get that. Well, actually, it took 2006. It took 19 years to get it. But, yeah. But the truth of the matter is it only took actually about 3 months to get it. We went from 20,000 to 100,000 in about 3 months. Going to be a fun day ahead, okay? And visit the 4-tracker monument. Oh, that's awesome, Kai. The 4-tracker monument's lovely, especially if they've got the grass cut and it's wintertime, so it shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, it's nice. It's lovely there. It's cool. I went to the 4-tracker monument a couple years ago, and everywhere I went, people recognized me. The young man who was the tour guide knew who I was. He recognized me. Then there was a German lady there from Namibia who was giving tours to German tourists because she lives in South Africa now. She speaks German, and saw her before, and then I realized she was German. Then afterwards, we sat down, had a coffee, and she joined us, and she knew who I was. She saw my program. The ladies in the gift shop recognized me. It was pretty cool. And a couple people walking around the 4-tracker monument pointed out and said, "Hey, there's the Colonel." It was really cool, man. It was really cool. That was it was earlier days of me being recognized. It was January of 2023 or something like that. Yeah, it was 2023 because that's when we did the Sightlanders thing in Pretoria East. Yep. Oh, I've been there 3 or 4 times in the past 5 trips. Yep. Louis van Niekerk, hello to you from Durban. What's going on, man? Rudolph Skeppers is here. By the way, folks, I'm getting lots of emails. I'm trying to answer them as best I can. Some people are sending me things that are just very confusing. Listen, when you send me an email, please be explicit. Don't write a novel, but don't tell me something midstream. Like, people are telling me their problems, and it's as if they think I know their problem. I've been there. I only get part of the problem. I can't possibly try to address your question or concern if I don't know the whole story. Jack Parrow. Yeah, he's still around. Jack Parrow's still around, Mark. Yeah. He's with Fokov Politica. Yeah, and Francois van Kok. I've been all over South Africa, so many places in all provinces, but not the 4-tracker monument. Well, that's all right, Patrick. Well, you can get away with saying it's not your heritage because you have an Italian surname. Just follow Beyonce to the left. Put a ring on it, right? You sit there in short sleeves while it's -4 in Bloemfontein. Well, it's 22 here, so 22. I'm also wearing shorts. Milestone reached, message heard, impact felt while others chase views, you command respect. Thank you. Yeah, the war isn't over now. We're fighting. Yeah. I guess it's, is it time for can't cancel all this? Should we do that now? Should we do that too? Or is it caterwauling going to chase everybody away? Is it time for can't cancel all of us? I'm just curious. What do you guys think? You tell me. The Unfort. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's not really my cup of tea. Yes, there's some yeses there. 100% convinced this day there are only a few white people left in South Africa. The government will start tearing down miners. They're already doing it. I get a video of 28 degrees in Guam. Oof, man, that's hot. Yeah, I'll go for it in a moment. But no, look, this could be anywhere, and this isn't picking on. But I mean, this is how white South Africans' heritage is treated. Who raises kids like this? These are obviously kids. But who raises kids like this, that they behave in this fashion? Watch this. This is a cemetery with Afrikaners gravestones, and look what's going on here. This is unbelievable. But I mean, this happens. It happens in America, it happens all over the world. But this is intentional racist stuff. These children are taught to be racist. Okay, why is it not? Look at them trashing people's gravestones. Little racist in development. Little racist in development. Attacking gravestones. Who raises monsters like this? Who raises monsters like this? Little racist. Yep. Who raises monsters like that? Honestly, I want to know who raises them. Because you can find them all over. It's not just South Africa. People like that all over. Excuse me, my throat's caught up there. So why am I not seeing? I must be short on RAM here. What's going on? No, just a little slow tonight. There's nothing wrong short on it. No, there we go. That's what I want. There it is. There it is. You ready, guys, for it? You guys ready for it? Yeah, it is barbaric. They're just monsters. It's like but it was adults that vandalized Coos de la Rey's gravestone. They're just sick people. They have no respect for anything. No culture. Just monsters. Monsters. And that's not a reflection of most black people. That's what's so sad about it. But somebody's raising little racists like that. Well, I still have congestion here. It just doesn't go away. Excuse me. Big monsters. Yep, they become bigger monsters later on. So, yeah, you guys asked for it. It's time. It's time. I don't hear you complain about my caterwauling. Donald at thehangovergang.com, folks. You can buy his music there. Tom does all of his own. He's got no studio behind him. He's all self-made. Tom McDonald, Canadian/American. What a brilliant guy. Not all of his stuff is great, but most of it's pretty darn good, and that's one of his best songs ever. Unfortunately, that song should have come out in 2020, not in 2025. And they can cancel people. I was canceled. It cost me a great deal of time, embarrassment, and, ridicule by lesser beings who can't scratch two sentences together and come up with a cogent thought. But here you go. Here we are 5 years later. Persistence pays off. Yeah, you can cancel. They get away with it. Yep, this is true. Once we made up our minds, we're not changing it. Yep. Try as they might, they can't cancel all of us. Yeah, well, now that's the case. And notice the very friendly press corps in the press conference yesterday with President Trump. Oh, what a change of pace. Now they're all busy trying to lick his scrotum to prove that they're all part of the team now, all trying to jump on board. Same with the so-called conservatives who turned their back on President Trump and accused him of starting World War III. Remember that juvenile 7th grade analysis coming from prominent conservatives and members of government like MTJ. Yeah, Marjorie Taylor Greene. Yep. Right. There's the cowboy hat. That's right. Awesome song. Yep. Desecrating a gravestone is cowardice. Masquerading as rebellion. Proof that some people are so empty that they pick fights with dead because the living see right through them. Well said. Well said. Yeah, that was a refreshing press room to see. They all just wanted to get on Trump's good graces. Even the evil, legacy media that don't want anything to do with Trump. Yeah, daddy's home, folks. Daddy's home. Yep. Sadly, anyone testifying here in court cases gets canceled or assassinated. They're warming up the president, yet seeing that he won't go away. Exactly. The press know Trump and his team will call out anyone. Well, I think that we saw that with we saw Brit Hume try to defend Jennifer Griffin, and she deserved to be called out by Pete Hegseth. He called her out. She deserved it. Yeah. Oh man, that was great. Such a fake person. The DEI hire at Fox, pretending to be an expert in national security. She just reads things that people give her, and she tells you what people tell her. She doesn't analyze. She doesn't know anything about this. Nothing about it. And he listening to Brit Hume saying there isn't another person that gets this better. No, please. I could find dozens of majors who could run circles around her, more articulate, even better looking. Even females in the military hotter looking than her. If that's what your criteria are, if that's why you have a DEI hire. I can find lesbian commissioned officers or majors who are better, more attractive, and have a better personality than her. So, you can't find someone better. I'm sorry, Brit Hume. I've respected you for a long time, but that was just so lame, defending her like that. Stop it. The media, the legacy media comes out, and anytime you ask them no, I can't tell you where that came from. No, you have to trust me. That's my source. First Amendment. You can't censor the press. True, and you're allowed to protect your sources, and that's right. But then you babbling idiots, sit in the Department of Defense press room and say, will you commit to releasing this top secret document, which the U.S. government spent $137 billion developing this capability, which allows us to spy on this type of communication? Will you commit to releasing that so we can reveal it to the American people to prove that you're not lying to us? And oh, by the way, we'll be compromised at $137 billion. You'll never be able to intercept that communications again. Will you commit to that? Morons. Idiots. She asked a question like that. Stupid people should wear signs. I'm sorry. I didn't see your sign. I didn't see your sign. Here's your sign. Right there on your forehead. Loser. Loser. Tom McDonald, he sent me a signed copy bringing of him. Well, that's nice. It'd be nice if Tom McDonald would come on my program. I've never asked him. I don't know how to get a hold of him. I think I did send him a message a few years back, but, you know, he's a busy guy. What's inside the house? Well, Dirk, people starting to care about the law in America. Some of us have always cared about the law. And there's the cowboy hat. Yep. Well, CB, don't you have a Dutch parent? I thought you had a Dutch parent. My chat went backwards. Wow. Trump's iron hand. We should forget that he has been promoted to Daddy Trump. Yep. You should have done some intelligence if you're paid to comment on it. Oh, you should have some. Yeah. As the lace of my boots go to work on the farm, I think of all those freeloaders that I have to support. Yeah, I'm with you, Steve. President Trump's example of how to handle the press, Ramaphosa's example of addressing his nation with unbelievable nonsense. Well, and contempt. Ramaphosa addressed his nation with contempt. You remember at the end of my song there about, you know, Cyril's Gambit, that one there, you know, Ramaphosa, what's the cost? That song, remember that one? At the end, I've got the clip where he says, they've done exactly what South Africans shouldn't do. They shouldn't go abroad. And that's exactly what Cyril did. He went abroad. Ran abroad. Yep. How can you trust people who badmouth you and create lies and then try to change your colors and kiss butt? Still fake media. Well, I mean, there are members of Trump's cabinet that are like that. So you're right. You're right. Colonel Cowboy Chris Wyatt. Yeah. You guys know what the story of this hat is, right? I mean, some of the OGs will know. I mean, I'm not a cowboy wearing a hat guy. I'm not a shit kicker, you know, cowboy boot kind of guy. Never was. More like a hiking boot kind of guy if I'm going to wear boots. But the cowboy hat is a consequence of the weather hooligan, a South African who does comedic weather reporting. He comments, because you're not allowed to report the weather, so he reports in a comedic fashion on Facebook. He got a huge following and actually got contracts to advertise and everything. He found my channel, and I was asked to interview him. I interviewed him when he was on here. When was that? Weather Hooligan. Let me see if it's on this channel. Let me see if I can find that. And then he asked me if I could do him a favor and pick up a cowboy hat. So I went to 17. Let's see. The Weather Hooligan. There it is. It's from 2022. Yeah, the Weather Hooligan. So I interviewed him in 2022. Almost a 2-hour live stream. Yeah, I don't know how he's doing now. I haven't been in touch with him for a while, but this is May of 2022. So it's 3 years ago.
University, you take on the course, and a lot of people take it on for, yes, I think it's for, look, I've done my meteorology course in my pilot license because I've done my pilot license. So I've got some met behind my name.
So he was on the program. That only has 573 views. Can you imagine that? Wow. Now I'm big and famous, and I don't hear from people. I was a nobody. People talk to me. Now they're not talking to me. What's going on? No, but the Weather Hooligan. And so he asked me if I could get him a cowboy hat, and wasn't so easy. So I went to a nearby cowboy apparel store, which is less than a kilometer from my house, ironically. And I looked at the hats, and these freaking hats are like $700. Not this one, but the full felt ones. So I found this one is around $200, and he liked it. I said, I went to the store and I sent him pictures and did a live stream, and on the Zoom, a WhatsApp phone call, and showed him the hats. And I said, well, this is an Ariat, which is one of the top brands, and he liked this one, so I bought this hat for him. And then I made a whole show of it on my way to South Africa, which was a short time after that. So I recorded buying it. And walking up parking lot, I said, this hat's for the Weather Hooligan. I've got to secure it and take it to him. So I had to wear it because I couldn't put it in a bag. We get all damaged. And so, because it's a straw hat, treated straw hat. So I wore this to the airport, and then I wore it over to South Africa, landed in Cape Town. Then it was Joburg. I was in Cape Town. Anyway, it was Cape Town. Then I wore it on the flight up to Joburg. And at Joburg, at the meet and greet where Koketso was at, and Ruth was there, and what's his name? Where's he at now? He's missing. I haven't seen him in a long time. I'm drawing a blank there. Oh, man. One of our viewers just disappeared for a long time. Anyway, went from there to Uppington, had the hat. Oh, I'm sorry. I gave it to him that night. I went to Uppington, and I came back, and I gave it to him that night and transferred it. And unfortunately, someone stole his hat. Yeah. So he doesn't have one. I have mine. Whoopi Goldberg is a demonic crap weasel. Demonic crap weasel. She has a mental incapacity that really is disturbing. There's something seriously wrong with her. She is a arrogant, opinionated, race-hustling, evil person. Yep, that's who she is. Good night, Steve. Okay, I thought you were going to go farm. You like my hat, okay? Yeah, the hats are very expensive. Yeah, I'm sure Cabela sells cowboy hats. They're very expensive. So I want to get another one, but I mean, I'm going to have to make a lot of money. I want a nice cowboy hat. Yeah, but they're just so expensive, man. So expensive. Yeah, she always said she'd leave the U.S. Only Rosie O'Donnell's lived up to that promise, and she still can't shut up about America. Juan Williams, he's kind of nasty too. Good morning, Chris Kruger. What's going on? Was belittling, sickling, absolute insult to all. Yeah, she's nasty. She's a nasty person. The bugger off bunny. So Rob is fleecing Mzanzi. Journalists could have just looked at the new Pentagon's Detachment 201. Yeah, exactly, David Free. If I was the press, I'd thank Trump for all the content he gives me. Yeah, exactly. Dr. Mulder addressing president on BE. I cringed at lecture by Cyril. Where did Dr. Mulder address the president on BE? Where did you see that at? Is it on his Twitter account? Because I was supposed to interview him, and I haven't heard back from him, so I'm getting a little frustrated. What the hell is this? These people are nuts.
All I gotta say is we're...
Okay, so there's going to be some F-bombs here, so tune it out. No, I'm not going to play it. I'm not going to play it. It's just some liberal being stupid. So where did you see Corny Mulder say that at? Why is it not? I have to do Mulder before it shows me Mulder. That's really messed up. There you go. Corny Mulder. Oh. No. It's 2018. State Department. I don't say. Where did you guys see this at? Anyway. Well, I feel like yesterday's sushi. Time to be tossed out. Time to be tossed out. I have boar hats too. In fact, I could switch over to that. Switch over to my hat. I can always wear my Tagala hat. I don't have to wear my cowboy hat, folks. We can swap it over if we're going to go from cowboy to boar. There you go. There's my Tagala hat. But this hat makes me feel more like Indiana Jones than a boar. It doesn't come with a tent. Parliament TV. Well, how can it be in Parliament TV when he's here? He's not in South Africa. He's in Washington, D.C. Oh, you like the Tagala hat? Yeah, this is a pretty good one. I got this at Safari Outdoor at Linwood Bridge a couple years ago. I love this one. It's very comfortable. When it's cool, it feels nice on the head. Yep. Walking off the set of Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Change the gate, Lorna says. Okay. Yeah, I have lots of caps I wear, but I got Ronaldo's always embarrassing himself trying to claim he has a bigger hat collection than I do. He's always calling me an old guy, and and then he's like, I have a bigger hat collection. I'm like, dude, you're like 15. How could you have a bigger hat collection than I do? I've got probably at least 1,000 hats. At least 1,000 hats. And I rarely wear hats because, I don't need to. I'm not covering up anything. Thankfully, I'm not follically challenged, so I'm not covering up things. I just have them because they're cool, and I rarely wear them. You look really laid back with your new hat. This isn't new. This is not new. I've had this for 2 years. Always good to listen to you. Keep it up. Best wishes from Very Cold Cradle. Are you in Holliesburg, Michael? Now that hat fits. Okay. Those are fancy hats, says Mark. Yeah. Yeah, no. I spent a fortune on them. That's why, between that and the bowl I have to pay for, I just don't have any money, man. That's why I'm always begging for super chats, It's not. Anyway, yeah. So, much younger with a new hairstyle. Well, thank you for that, Retha. Well, wait till the beard comes off. Then you think I'm going to look younger. Oof. Imagine if I dye my hair, make it like, bleach it, California surfer blonde, go back to my natural color, which is strawberry blonde, Yeah, strawberry blonde with blue eyes. Blue eyes crying in the rain. I changed at midnight, did I? You're a numbers person. Okay, I didn't realize that. Only thing you need now is a braai. Well, yeah, we could do a braai. Bugger off bunny, what do you say about a braai? The colonel's right-hand man, the bugger off bunny. Yeah, that's right, with the carrots in his pocket. That's good, man. Yeah, that's true. You need to protect your face, but I never wear my hat in South Africa. This doesn't make its way back to South Africa. If I'm going to have one in South Africa, it'll be one that I buy. See, the thing about buying stuff when you're traveling, you go to Africa a lot, is if you like what you got, bring it home and never take it back. It's like my rugby jerseys. None of them go back to South Africa. I acquire new ones when I'm there. The Mahalisburg, Michael. I love the Mahalisburg. Yes. I love the Mahalisburg. Fantastic. Good stuff. I don't care for the platinum mines, but but that's on the north side. Do not dye your hair. The gray is lovely. Okay. And Sean Robbins is in from a cold Durban. Cold Durban, what is it? Does it mean 6 degrees or something like that? You got the same hat? Yeah, well, I'm sure you do. These are pretty common. They're also a little pricey. So this is the Rogue hat. The Rancher style. And it's a large. Yep. Rogue hat. You think you're stopping me, you're out your mind. You can't control the man that won't comply. Oh, you also live close to Mahalisburg. That's cool. Yeah, I've got a lot of time spent in the Mahalisburg. I used to live in Botswana. Ke Botswana. Hilijang, South Africa. Yeah. So, yeah. Actually, it's interesting because someone that I know, I don't have a close relationship with, just someone that I know professionally, I thanked them in Setswana, yesterday, and I got a nice thank you back. I had this person who deals with the public all the time in South Africa and is involved with one of the major political parties, said, finally, somebody thanked me in my own language. I was like, yeah, ke leboha. Yeah, it's about 2,000. I think, yeah, it's kind of pricey. Yep. You're going to think of settling with a wifey? Just kidding. Well, the problem with that is that it all starts out well. And so many people, it doesn't go so well after the start, So you never know. Won't comment because he knew about those conditions. Who's that? What's Dirk saying? I don't see a comment from Dirk. How do people comment? It must be like a long time ago these comments come up. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it's a few weeks, so not recent. Yeah, no. He's in DC right now because I was supposed to meet with him. So him and Theo. He hasn't deported 500,000 nations. He just stripped them of their temporary protected status. The cats and dogs are eating the dogs, eating the cats. By the way, the Kifness is back in South Africa. In case you're curious, somehow I keep getting his tweets. The guy never had the courtesy to say hello to me. Whatever. So I don't know. I'm not going to get into it. I don't want to get into that. I don't have beef there. I don't want to start one, so I'll just let that go. Jeremy, someone said it very well. Hey, George, how's it going? And Lana, someone said it very well earlier. The Springboks will win 49-10 today, but the media, the Springboks will win 59-10 today, but the media will say the score is 49-10. Those of you paying attention to FG program will get that joke. Yeah, the Springboks scored 59 points today, but the media reported they scored only 49 because there weren't 49 refugees, there were 59. Rugby broadcast is going to be on at 11 Eastern Standard Time, 5 South Africa time. Yep. So they will report a 59-10 score as 49-10 because they can't count. And neither can the Flying Monkey crowd, making videos trying to make fun of me because they're stupid. Predictions for Major League Rugby. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that Houston's going to win it. Yep. Boat Uman is still the coach, isn't he? So the Boca will be 49ers today. Yeah, instead of 59ers. Yep. Yeah, so I'm going to go out on a limb and say that's the case. Yep. School of 30%ers. Yep, Charles, you're right. Well, in Angie Mocheka's case, we've downgraded her from 30% to 5%. She's now Minister of 5% because that's the operational readiness rate of the South African Defense Force. 5%. It's Rugby Channel Link at Rugby Ascendant. Ash Blonde. Is that what it is? Okay. At Rugby Ascendant. There it is. Rugby Senate. Come on. I'm pushing the wrong thing here. I get rid of the weather hooligan. There we go. All right, so the Rugby Ascendant link is here, folks. You can go check it out if you want. Okay. Please subscribe. I'm desperate to get 10,000 viewers on there. 10,000 is going to be a success. I'll be happy 10,000. I mean, my commentary, you know, I think it's pretty good. Jeremy's in from Indonesia. I think it's going to be closer than that. Yeah, I'm sure. Jeremy, my actual prediction was something like 38 to 27 or something like that. I think I said something like that. In fact, let me look up in Super Brew and see what I put down. Super Brew. Let me see what my predictions are. Okay. Oh, I haven't picked New England yet. I got to pick it now. So I'm going to go. Even though I'm going to pick the Sabercats and hopefully they'll win it. That's probably a mistake, but I'm going to go with it. I'm going with my heart. Johan Mumsen plays for them, so you know. To do Major League Rugby Internationals, Romania. Okay, I've got Romania by 7 over Chile. I've got Wales by 7 over Japan. I've got New Zealand by 7 over France because they're in New Zealand at Dunedin, Forsyth Bar Stadium. I've got the Springboks by 20 over Italy. They don't have them with the Babas. That's the next week. And then I have Ireland by 14 over Georgia. And Argentina by 7 over England. USA by 10 over Belgium. And Australia by 7 over Fiji. So the Babas are not part of this. So cricket. I don't want cricket. So that's my picks. But the Babas don't count. So anyway. Yep. If anyone wants to join our tournaments, let me get to my caps and see. I can send you a link. Oh, I've got a couple people trying to join. My bad. Okay. Manage pool. I'll get these people in now. Yep, applicants. I've got Ironman and Geese. You are approved. Sorry, one of them was yesterday. One was a week prior. So let's go back to that. I want to invitation. Invite people. Okay. People want to join us. Invite. Here we go. Invite. There we go. Here's the link if you want to go join the pool, folks. Copy before the summer test series begins. This is the Rugby Ascendant pool. It's just a for fun pool. We got some good players in there. Matt Canali is very good at picking rugby, and Hank is pretty good when he pays attention. But sometimes Hank loses sight of things like I do. Yeah, so the ex-Babas game before the season starts. Wait another week. Yeah, that's right. Well, it's not just that, but they need a season. By the way, the captain is Jesse Creel. Jesse's never been the captain. He has 79 tests. He's going to be the captain first time. See, Khaleesi's injured and he's backed out, so he won't be there. So there you go. So that's Rugby Ascendant, folks. I got 8,800 subscribers. I want to get up to 10,000 as quick as possible. I've had that channel for going on 4 years now, so you know I've had over 100,000 tune in for some of the Springboks games. Yeah. Only about 49 elected to face media, I think. The colors chose not to, among others. Huh? NATO summit's over. Now we can get to town again. They blocked off all the roads around Wassenaar. Okay. All right. Good to know that. Okay. Draw the late slot. My last round ends at 5 p.m. An hour's drive back from the range. Ah. Well, thank you, Rudolph, for subscribing. Appreciate that. The Bucks win 29-25. It could be that way. He's experiment with the team. Love the purple flowers. What's the story? That's a painting given to me by Lindy. Lindy Donhauser gave me that. That's a painting. A lot of things you see behind me are gifts. Some are mementos I picked up. Actually, there aren't many gifts back there. Most of what I have back right now are actually things I came up with. There are a few gifts. So this is from Garrett Gillich. It's a horn. Chemsbach. A snake head on it. Actually got me to the front of the queue at OR Tambo because I was injured with my hip a couple years ago when he gave it to me. And I was walking with a cane and they called me to the front to go up and get early, which was fine. I had a first class ticket, so I was supposed to go first anyway. Not like I skipped anything. That was a gift. This was a gift. The painting was a gift. This was a gift. I think this was a gift. Yes, this was a gift. Yeah. And this was a gift. Came with 2 of these. Usually I have more gifts up, but I've taken a lot of them down recently. I put them up here. There's another one of the mugs over there. This one I bought myself. The trolls I bought myself. The greatest. Oh, the elephant up there. That was a gift. It's hard to see. It's in the lap of the greatest of all time goat there. Yep. Buffalo Bills football. Okay, Mark. I don't follow the NFL anymore. It's a racist league. 65% of the league is racist, and they have Office of Diversity, Equity, Inclusion. It's really the exclusion of the majority of Americans from the game. Yeah, Oscar Pistorius just competed. He got approval to violate his parole. They gave him permission to go down to compete in that because he can only travel so far. Do you think Trump will use the Communism Control Act for the new mayor? I don't think so, Mark. Milk and Honey. He's not the new mayor. You're talking about in New York? He's not the mayor. All he did was win the Democratic primary. He didn't even get a majority. And here's the problem for him. In the election in November, Cuomo's already said he's going to run as an independent. Eric Adams, the sitting mayor, is going to run as an independent. He didn't even compete in the Democratic primary. He knew he wasn't going to win it, embarrass himself, so he's going to compete as an independent. And then this guy's going to run. So that's 3 Democrats who each will take about 1/3 of the vote. Well, not 1/3. They'll each take about 20% of the vote, maybe 20, 25%. That means that Curtis Sliwa, the Republican, if he gets the 35% of the city, it's Republican, takes all the Republicans, then he'll be the mayor. So I have no problem with it. He's not the mayor. The election's in November. We're a long way from that. Explain the Pikachu. Well, I love Pikachu. I went to Japan for the Rugby World Cup in 2019. I never really got the whole Pikachu phenomena and that whole thing with those guys. I never understood it. But when I was in Japan, that and Hello Kitty, I just kind of caught on to it. I got it. I got into it. And then I saw the Pikachu Detective movie, which was great. And I was in Durban, and that Pikachu was on sale at one of the little shops inside the airport, and I just couldn't resist it. Bought it. So I hand carried that puppy all over the place. The only time I put it in my suitcase is when I flew back to the States. And now you know what I meant by new mayor. Yeah. Just checked going to be a scorcher today, says Heidi. I'm in Pinetown, allowing podcasts to use him as an example of Ubuntu. What are you talking about, Rex? Extra bag allowance. Yeah, and an extra bag. Every time I've had to buy another bag. Every time. At least this time I was smarter. You know, there's no difference in buying the bag. This time I was actually going to go downtown to Cape Town and buy one off the street vendors for, about 500 Rand, but I didn't do it. Actually picked up a bag at Stanton City, a really nice bag, as opposed to one that I paid more for at Game City at Canal Walk, and the wheel broke off it before I even left Gordons Bay my last day on my first trip. It was such a pisser. Crap. Hello Kitty looks like a tattoo on my daughter's arm. Well, I don't have a Hello Kitty here. This is not Hello Kitty. No, this is a Dutch thing. This is a Dutch thing. They love these things. Ninky is, I think, is how they pronounce it. Yeah. Yeah, these are famous in the Netherlands. Ninky. Oh, I'm sorry, Miffy. It's a little Miffy. Miffy is what they call it, yeah. Miffy is what the nickname is. This is Miffy. So this is a Christmas Miffy. So this is a Dutch thing. They love these things. They're all over the place. They got a whole shop for these at Schiphol Airport. Yeah, Miffy is what it's called. This is Little Miffy. Little Miffy. Yeah. So that's I guess it's a rabbit, I think it's a rabbit. I don't know. Maybe it's a cat. Who knows? But, yeah. Your First Amendment auditors, patriots, or lawsuit baiters looking for a payday. No idea what you're talking about, Milk and Honey. Yeah, it does look like Hello Kitty, but it's not Hello Kitty. It's another bunny. Yeah, Charles, it's another bunny. Also known as Knuffles. I didn't know it was known as Knuffles. Okay, that's news to me. I went and watched the Tigerberg Raceway from... You mean the documentary? It's a pretty good documentary. He is, but that's not till August. That's not now. Yeah, that's not till August, the National Dialogue. Mm-hmm. Anyway. Boy, folks, I cranked out a lot of videos yesterday. Ooh, man, I think I did 7. To be fair, one of them was from the night before, so let me take a look at my videos. So I started with... South Africa gets an apology from the U.S. after the G20 drama, which is not the case. Ronnie the Mole is lying. He's misleading people. That one's got, I thought that said 60,000. Seriously? It's 53,000? 53,000. It dropped off at nighttime, so people still aren't up yet. Plus, it's Saturday morning, so it's really slow right now. Hopefully, it'll pick up again. But it did get to 50,000. Then the one about the deputy minister, that one is only 14,800. That's disappointing. Then the next one got to 14,400. That's what's going to happen to trade in South Africa. That one's still rising. And then Mashatile Ramaphosa firing Whitfield, that one's only got 3,000. That's lower than normal. And then I did the Orabi's Fault Waterfall. I didn't think that would do very well. That's got 668. It's not very many people care about that. But I'll still put content out like that. It's not all negative. I try to put good stuff out. So let me go back and find that one that was doing better for Zimbabwe. The Zimbabwe one, that one went over 60,000. 63,000. So, yep. It's down 100 some per hour, but it was doing 800 to 1,000 yesterday. It was doing over 1,000 the day before, so it's slowing down now. But I've got 557 subscribers from that. That's pretty cool. I got somebody from Zimbabwe who wrote to me, and I appreciate your email if you're listening. But, dude, you got to pay attention to what the thing says. He says, my crisis in Zimbabwe is misleading. Zimbabwe's not in crisis. Well, I didn't say Zimbabwe is in crisis. Look at the title of the video. It says 2019, January 2019. And then the description of the video says exactly what it is. But he took exception saying that basically he felt I was misleading people. But I mean, I wasn't. You just have to read what it says, man. I didn't say what you're saying. People have to pay attention. Where's it at here? Come on. There it is. So let me pull this up. So this is the one I'm talking about here. So that one right there. So Crisis in Zimbabwe. January 29th, 2019. It's right there on the screen. Okay. Then down here in the title, Crisis Zimbabwe Lecture Series, January 2019. Then it's in the description down here, Crisis Zimbabwe. I spoke at the War College in January 2019. And also commented about the video quality not being very good. I don't know how people could misunderstand that. Now, see my hair's lighter there? It's more the light brown chestnut color there. And that's an AI image of me. It's not bad, actually. A little sharp on the wrinkles. I didn't have those wrinkles, but yeah. It's disappointing that people interpret things the way they want. I mean, I don't know how much clearer I can make it. It's on the thumbnail. It's in the title. It's in the description multiple times. And then it's pretty obvious when you start the video. It says right there to start the video. Let's watch the video start. You ready for this? Okay. What's that say? 29 January, 11:45 to 12:45. And at the top it says January 2019, the screen. So I mean, I don't know how much.
So it's 11:45. A bit of a sparse crowd, but I suspect it has to do with a couple of things. Number one,
I don't know how much clearer I could be. You know, I mean, it's right there. I don't know how people get confused by that. Anyway, I think that people don't watch the video. I get a lot of that. People send me emails and send me notes telling me I'm wrong and this, that, and the other. And then it's obvious they haven't even watched this stuff. You know. Had some travels. We'll catch up with your videos. So you got one extra video. Okay, thank you for that, Verna. Cool. The Zimbabwean, I think you'll like. Yeah, exactly. Why is a former Miss South Africa and Sia Khaleesi on the panel instead of Uta, the IR? Exactly. What kind of national dialogue doesn't include the IR? Exactly. Yeah, I'm puzzled about Sia having kids because according to Nota, that would have been impossible. I mean, white women, according to him, are incapable of bearing children. So how could Sia have kids with Rachel Khaleesi? I don't know how that happened. Divine intervention, I guess. I don't know. According to Nota, there's no dig on Rachel or Sia. I'm just relating what Nota said. Leslie, what's going on? Okay. Good morning from a chilly Free State, -4 degrees. That is a little chilly. Good morning, Rion332. How's it going? Ann, hello to all the night owls. Oh, you guys are just tuning in now, huh? People just popping in here. We've had about 30 or 40 more people show up here in the last few minutes. We're at 169, so that's about 41 more people, yeah. Borson says, thanks for the hard work you do. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. You guys missed the new song. We've already played it like 3 or 4 times. Okay. Beef inventory in the U.S. is small since 73 years. True, but I don't eat beef, so it doesn't affect me. Just an honest question. Is there any minority on the panel? I don't know, Jeremy. Loved your video. It was very interesting. Watch it to the end. Oh, you talking about the Zimbabwe, Jenny? Okay. But I got criticism from somebody. Hey, welcome to criticize me. It was polite. He wasn't rude. And I responded back politely and said, dude, I didn't say dude, but I said, you got to actually read what it says and pay attention. It's pretty obvious that this isn't now. I didn't claim that Zimbabwe's in crisis now. Didn't say that. In fact, I just got an interview with the former communications minister. Very good interview a week ago. And I sent him a link to that. I said, you should watch that. Anyway. Starting to get light here now. Ice cold, frosted here at Valdam. Had to fund my big plastic storage bin with soft toys to donate to hikers running Durban. Oh, that's interesting, Karen. Thank you for that. Play the Afrikaner song. Yeah, but I can't sing and dance to the Afrikaner song. It's different. No, I said to, the people who are just tuning in now, you missed the new Bugger Off Bunny song. We've got a Bugger Off Bunny song, and that's a reggae song. I already played it like 3 times. I could play it again right now. How was your video in South Africa performed? The one you did in 2018, I think. Not very well. That's the Army War College, and I don't think I have it on my channel, Great Decisions, because it's on their channel. There it is, Great Decisions. I'm looking at this. Bob Hamilton gave one of Russia's foreign policy, got 11,000 views, and mine has 3,700 views. But Bob Hervey gave one on Turkey that's 4,000 views. China and America got 48,000 views. So the Great Decisions in 2018, these were the lectures. So here are the lectures from 2018 that we did. There was Global Engagement in the Military, Dr. Cunningham, 2,000 views. Global Health, Colonel Bob Ferry, 896 views. Russia's Foreign Policy, Bob Hamilton, who's a friend of mine, 11,000 views. The Waning of Pax Americana, Conrad Crane, someone else I know, a friend of mine, 8,700. Then South Africa's Fragile Democracy, 3,700. Okay. And then China and America, 48,000. And then Turkey, Partner in Crisis. So that year we participated in the Great Decisions. And they haven't done it since then. 7 videos. Those were the topics picked for the Ivy League schools. Yep. So I was the only one, I think, that wore a uniform. Yeah, Bob Hamilton wore a business suit. I'm the only one that went in uniform. Everyone else was in civilian clothes. Wow. Or they were civilians. Yep. If I had their permission, I would put it on here and it would do well. Well, Journey of Faith, because it's just distraction. Loretta loves the song. Okay. See, it doesn't belong at the dialogue because there shouldn't be one. Well, that too. 0 degrees. Been up since 3 a.m. Wow. Okay. How can you? Okay. First birthday wish. Forgot it's my birthday. Are you serious? Are you serious? For Rosh, it's your birthday. And you don't remember? Oh my goodness. Okay, folks. Well, there's a cry for a happy birthday. There you go. As a white person, I can confirm white babies aren't born. They're found in the forest when the snow melts and reveals them. It's miraculous. It's where they found me. They found me in the Appalachian Hills. There were wolves around. I just remember these wolves. Sedgefield's back. Welcome to you. Happy birthday, Varoshka. How about some? Come on, there you go. It's the first person wishing a happy birthday. Oh, there's a couple. Charles did as well. Yep. Come on, guys. Let's go wish her a happy birthday there. The biggest ANC election campaign paid for the taxpayers. Yeah, I think you're right about that. There ought to be a lawsuit to stop it. When you were in Botswana, did you go to the Suapan? Well, I went to the Pans, not the Noxapan. Which is the Suapan? I'm not sure I know that one. Ronell Funderlinde, how are you going? This dialogue is a farce, taking 700 million from the needy. Yep. Anthropomorphic wolves. No, they were actual wolves. Hey, Dylan. All right. Not getting too much. I think people had enough of that. Up to 213. We're at 219 a moment ago. Where'd you guys bugger off to, man? We just had 6 people bugger off. So you know what? I think it's time for the bugger off. Guys, it's time. It's time. All right. Inspired by my friend, my right-hand man, the bugger off bunny, it's time for the Jamaica version of the tribute to the bugger off bunny. Y'all ready for this? Y'all ready for this?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Hop to the left, bunny's on the scene. Fur so clean, move sharp, he's mean. Eyes like fire, trolls start to quake. Mess with the bunny, big mistake. Take her off, bunny, protect her of peace. Drop into the chaos, never on a leash. Trolls come lurking, but they can't pretend. The bunny's here and it's the bitter end. Bugger off, bunny, protect her of peace. Drop into the chaos, never on a leash. Trolls come lurking, but they can't pretend. The bunny's here and it's the bitter end. Connell's right hand and ears standing tall. One thumb from the foot sends him through the wall. Carrots in the pocket, wisdom in his paw. Trolls see the bunny, drop their jaw. Bounce, 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 the rhythm don't stop. Trolls try to climb, but the bunny's on top. Guarded the garden, defender of the land. The bugger off.
Oh yeah, the bugger off bunny.
Bugger off
Bunny. Yeah man, the bugger off bunny. The Jamaica version.
Bugger off
He's got the moves. Yeah, man, that's the bugger off bunny. I love it. 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 We're doing some bugger off bunny merch here, folks. Bugger off bunny merch. Yebo. The bugger off bunny. From the Klein Crew. Yeah, there you go. That's it. I'm going to write my children's novel, The Bugger Off Bunny. How long do you sleep every night? On average, I think about 6 minutes. Bugger off bunny shaking his tail. Yep. Yeah. I think DA Chris Pappas revealed the ANC didn't bother to turn up for the meeting, which cost $500,000 each time for catering because their private meeting went on too long. Wow. Die Bugger off Bunny von die Klein Kuru. That's a children's book, man. It's this children's book begging. Oh, we lost 16 people. Are you serious? Like, they buggered off because the bunny chased them away. Troll doll edition. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Oh, now we're down to 200. Look at them all buggering off, man. The bunny did his job. He chased away the trolls. All right. That's it. We're going to wrap up here, folks. It's time for me to take a break. I've got tomorrow morning, we've got a Rugby Ascendant, the Springboks versus the Babas at DHL Greenpoint Stadium. I heard 45,000 tickets were sold, but it's cold, so we'll see how many people show up. And then before that, I'll have the DA's presser, and after that, I'll have the news. Yep, there you go. So, Babas, the Barbarians. Sam Cane is playing. It's his last chance to play in South Africa. He said he took it for granted all those years he played for the All Blacks and played in Super Rugby coming to South Africa, like it was always going to happen. He misses playing in South Africa, so it should be fun for him. Some really good players playing for the Babas this time, including Van Heerden from the Stormers. All right, you guys are welcome. Have a good one. Enjoy the Bugger Off Bunny earworm in your ear. That's going to do it for tonight. Yep. Cheers. Time for me to knock off right here. You guys be safe, and we'll see you for the DA's media briefing at 3 p.m., 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 6 a.m. on the West Coast for you, Light Rain. Whew, I don't know if you want to be up that early. And that's going to do it for tonight. Cheers, and say goodbye to my friend, the Bugger Off Bunny. Cheers, everybody. Thanks.